Dr. Blue, I'm excited to meet you somewhat in person, but I'm very excited to hear your story, your testimony. So, introduce yourself to everybody. Let us know, give us a little snapshot of what life looked like prior to being introduced to the technology, and what are you seeing now in yourself since you've been using it?
Well, first of all, I am 92 years of age. I have been married to my darling wife, Tracy, for now 70 beautiful years. And we have one son. This all started about 15, 16 months ago. A couple of members of our church heard that I was in severe pain and came by to check on me, and they told me what success they had been having with these patches, and they suggested that I get started. And so, knowing them, I had no questions about it. That this fine patch me up, and so they did that very same day, and we wore the patches for the next 8 hours before bedtime, and we went to bed. Got up the next morning and discovered that we were about 80% away from where we were the day before, and that was exciting. But I wouldn't have had any problem to use them anyway because I know these two people, and if they say something works, it works. And so, with that a bit of background, the next thing was that we ordered the X39 and Eon and began our consistent patching at that point. So here we are 15, 16 months later, and there's so many things, but there's for the first 7 months, let me say, there was nothing that we recognized. There's nothing going on, and in the eighth month, three major things happened. Number one was my sleeping went from 5 to 6 hours per night to 8 and 9 hours a night. I had to buy an alarm clock for myself. So that was the first thing that happened. The second thing that happened was my knee pain stopped. Now, I had been having problems with my knees for the past 17 years, and my doctor said I was bone on bone, and it felt like it. And we were using shots and pills and home remedy, anything to manage the pain. And then, of course, the patches came along. And I'm sitting at the table one day having lunch, and it dawned on me that I had not had any problem with my knees for the past couple of days. And, I couldn't get away with one day, not let alone 2 or 3 days. And so I decided, well, I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I'm just going to wait see what happens. So 2 or 3 more days passed by, and now I was thoroughly convinced that, hey, these patches is really doing it here. And so I began to, of course, tell everybody at that point.
I'm trying to get on it. I can't get it. Won't it say they're waiting for the host?
Okay, I think we're good. We're okay. You can continue. You're good.
Okay. So at that point, I was telling everybody about the patches and about the fact that my knee pain was gone. Then the third thing that happened was my swelling in my ankles and my feet stopped. I had been for the past 6 years or so having swelling in my feet and in my ankles, and my son would put me in a medical device each morning for 1 hour to get the swelling down. And I had moved from 11D shoe to a 13E. That's how bad the swelling was. And so when that cleared up, and now we're back to our regular size for shoes, and enjoying no pain, no swelling in the knees. Now there's several other things, but those are the three major things that has happened to me since I've been using the patches.
Well, I think that is just phenomenal. I want to ask one thing. When you said you first started, when they first put that patch on you, you said you were 80%. You could feel 80%. What, 80% less pain? What was that?
Yes,
80% less pain.
Yeah, the following day.
Okay. And then you got started on X39 and Eon. That's correct?
Right. Correct.
Wow. You know what I love about your story, Dr. Blue, is that you were willing to give your body the time that it needed, that you really understood at the very beginning. It wasn't put a patch on and everything was just going to light up and change for you. You know, and I know that you can't keep your mouth shut about this. How could you? Right? Tell me about your wife, because when you're feeling better and you're able to do more, how does she feel about that?
She is thoroughly excited about it. And we laugh and talk each day about what's happening, because there's so many other little things that has happened along the way. And so, well, she just rejoices in the fact that I'm doing so well. And she's looking forward to me living for a much longer time.
Well, you're amazing. And I would have never guessed in a million moons that you're 92. And the fact that you've been married for 72 years is just, it's an anomaly. And I just think what a blessing. And so you guys obviously have something very, very special. If you could give one little quick piece of advice to somebody who's starting, because we have many guests on here and, you know, they're trying to figure it out. What is one thing that you would share with them?
Regarding marriage or regarding?
Well, we could do a Zoom on marriage another time. However, if we could focus on the patches, that would be great.
Okay, on the patches.
Yeah.
Okay. The first thing I would tell you to do is make sure that you are consistent and you wear them every single day, and that you drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water, wear them every day, and something is going to happen. You can bet your life on that.
That's amazing.
For more information, go to enrichyourliving.info or get back to the person who shared this with you.